Hey guys, so yeah, random vlog. Haven't done many videos lately. Today I'm just doing this one because at the moment I'm just sitting down relaxing because my heart just tried to kill me. I got really faint and really dizzy and nauseous. And my heart started pounding really fast. So I had to sit down, take a break. And the thing that brought all this on was the fact that I decided to use my steam mop, my new steam mop I got the other day, to mop my kitchen floor. And my body did not like it. My body was not happy with it. So yeah, just nearly passed out. Really horrible feeling. Really scary feeling as well, because it's hard to describe the feeling. Those of you that do have heart conditions probably understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's kind of like, it starts with like, it just hits you like a brick, out of nowhere. All of a sudden, my eyes, went all foggy and staticky, if that's the right word, staticky, I don't know. You know the snow you get, that static snow you get on the TV? Yeah, that kind of vision around the eyes, and it gets darker, and then you start to feel really dizzy and like you're about to pass out, and then all of a sudden a strong feeling that you want to throw up along with the pounding in your chest. Yeah, it just suddenly comes out of nowhere, and when that happens it's like, oh my god, what's happening? Luckily I know what that feeling is. I'm used to it. It happens to me a lot. Because of my heart condition and the heart surgery and everything like that. Because I've had this heart condition since I was a kid, since I was like a baby. It's part of the Marfan syndrome. You know, I know what to do when it happens. I'm used to it. It's still scary when it does happen though sometimes. It makes me feel a bit anxious, like, oh my god, what's happening? Especially after the heart surgery, because it tends to happen more now. I mean, before the heart surgery, when I was a kid, it didn't really happen that often. Once in a blue moon, if I got overexcited and ran around too much or had too much sugar or whatever, you know, like kids do, I'd have one of these episodes. And I knew when that episode would come on, all I have to do is sit down, relax, take some deep breaths, do breathing exercises and stuff, and chill out for a bit until my heart calms down, my blood pressure lowers or calms down, and I start to feel better. But after the heart surgery, it's definitely a lot more scarier when it happens, because I've had so much work done on my heart, and my heart is weaker now, and I'm on a ton of medication for my heart. I'm on beta blockers, I'm on blood pressure medications, you name it, I'm taking it. And yeah, all to keep my heart calm and beating steadily, and to keep my blood pressure low as they can keep it. Yeah, because if my blood pressure raises and my heart rate raises too much, I have one of these episodes. So yeah, I've got to be careful. I'm feeling better now though. I've been sat down for a little while relaxing. But I kind of got halfway through the kitchen floor and nearly passed out on it. So yeah, I took a rest for a while, and then when I started to feel better, I did the rest of the kitchen floor, the other half, and then started to feel a bit funny again, so I'm sat down again. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, I haven't had one of these episodes in a while, and I've had one issue with my health recently, but other than that, my health's been quite steady. No massive problems with it, really. The only problem I've had is I managed to split the base of my heart surgery scar, the bottom of it, a tiny bit. Split open a tiny bit. I don't know how. I'm guessing I bent over or twisted at a strange angle and my clothes caught, and yeah, I don't know. It's done something to do that, but it's healed now. It's started to heal. It's almost healed fully. But yeah, I had to be really careful and keep it clean and dry and put a dressing on it for a bit. Because I get infections really easily. So that's the one thing I didn't want to get, is an infection. But the thing is, and I know people now are watching this, hearing me say all this, be like, why didn't you go to the doctor? Go see a doctor. I could have done that, and I would advise people, if that happens for you, go and you're not sure what to do, go to your doctor. But I'm trained in first aid, and I'm trained in how to deal with these things because of my health conditions and my disabilities and chronic illnesses and growing up with all of this, and because my joints dislocate now almost on a daily basis, and I'm like the world's clumsiest person, and I'm always hurting myself and getting injuries and wounds on a daily basis. You know, I've learned how to fix these myself, you know, because if I didn't, I'd be at the hospital every day with some kind of injury, you know. So if I can set a joint, if I can pop a joint back into place and set it, stick a splint on it and carry on with my day, that's what I'm going to do, you know, because I don't want to take up time of the doctors and nurses, especially in these times now, you know, with the pandemic and everything. I don't want to take that time away from someone who is critically ill with COVID, you know. So if I can pop my joint back in or stick a split surgery scar back together and keep it clean and whatever, you know, I'm going to do that. That's, you know, but it's healing. There's no infection. I did a good job of keeping it clean and dry, and yeah, it's healing. It's quite good. So yeah, pleased with that. Well, I'm not pleased that it happened, but I'm pleased that it is healing. And there's no infection, you know. But yeah, like, that's the only health issue I've had recently, you know, apart from this. episode today of me getting too active with the steam mop and my body disagreeing with that and trying to murder me or render me unconscious because I dared to do a bit of housework. Yeah, it is a bit like I'm at war with my own body most days. So yeah, it's really windy here. I don't know if you can hear that. Super windy outside. Yeah, so yeah, and I think my health has been steady though because of this whole COVID pandemic thing and the lockdown and the self-isolation and shielding and all of that lot, where I've not been super active like I usually am. I think that my health's been a lot better because I've been at home trying to keep safe. Excuse me, the fatigue's hitting me now, so I'm going to be yawning like crazy. But yeah, so I've been staying at home, trying to keep safe, making sure I don't catch the COVID and making sure that I don't pass it on to anyone else. I mean, I don't have it, I don't think. I don't think I have had it. I'm pretty sure because of my heart conditions and all of that lot, if I had had it, I think I'd be critically ill. I probably wouldn't survive it, you know? So, yeah, I've kind of been keeping safe from all of that. So, yeah, I think my health's been steady because of that. Also, I think my health is kind of like declined a little bit. I'm out of shape a little bit because I've not been as active as I usually would be, because I'm quite an active, outgoing person. I like to be out and about and I like to be doing things. I don't like to be sat around indoors all day watching TV or playing video games. I mean, I love playing video games, but when you're sat there doing that every day, all day, kind of gets a bit boring, you know? So, yeah. I've kind of had enough of that recently. So lately, past few days, I've been more active. I got out and about. Well, the past week or a couple of weeks, I've got out and about. Went to an open mic a couple of times, I think. Went out to town a couple of times to the shopping centres to nose around some shops, buy some new clothes. Yeah, and do a bit of shopping, buy some new things for my flat, such as the new steam mop. You can probably see remnants of shopping bags on my wheelchair over there. Yeah, so it's good therapy as well, shopping, retail therapy. It's a bit of retail therapy. I got a new hat, and that was my phone that I just knocked on the floor. But yeah, I got a new hat, squish my hair. It's from a popular video game. Well, I say popular. I don't know how popular it is. It's one of my favourite video games. Put in the comments below if you know what video game it is and what character. And maybe some quotes from the character. If you know about the video game. But yeah, I've had my hair done again recently by John. He cut it for me. I've just had the sides done. Because around the sides, where it's been hot weather lately again, Yeah, it's too hot to have lots of hair, and especially around the sides, my hair gets really bushy and really long around the sides, and grows in really weird directions, and I end up with hair from the side going in my eyeballs and stuff. And when it's really hot weather and you're sweating, hair and sweat in the eyeball is not fun. So, and also it's much easier for me to look after shorter hair. And, usually I have the back cut as well. I just have the kind of bit on the top, but I thought I'd do something a bit different and keep the back and kind of go for a punk mullet mohawk kind of thing. I don't know if it suits me, but it's much easier to look after. I have dyed it as well. I don't know if you can see the colour. It's a dark, it's supposed to be metallic amethyst purple, but I don't know, it's very dark purple. But yeah, I probably got the dye all over the place though, I think. All on my skin a little bit maybe, I don't know. Because I do just tend to squeeze it all on my hand and done. I don't do any of the silly sectioning. I know you're supposed to, but it's hard work doing all of that when you can't hold your arms above your head for too long without your shoulders dislocating and causing you a lot of pain, which is another reason for short hair and less hair, because I can't spend hours sitting there brushing it, so I usually just wash it and then with my hands let it dry, and there we go. It's much easier. But yeah, I'm digressing again. I was trying to talk about my heart issues and the fact that I'm struggling to cope with the housework, because of it. I'm trying to do like an awareness thing, I don't know, vloggy. I'm not with it, I'm a bit frazzled, because felt like I just had a near-death experience. But yeah, it is really scary when that happens. But yeah, I don't know if you can see, if I move forward a bit, my camera's up a bit high, my scar there from my heart operation. I had that in 2013, the heart op. So yeah, the scar's faded a bit. My other scars from my spine, from the base of my neck to the base of my spine, I have a nice long scar there. And then I have one from round the back, going right round my side, round my ribs, to the front here. That was another one from the spinal surgery, where they had to get in from different directions to pull the spine about, to yank it into the correct position so they could put the spinal rods, or I believe they're called the Harrington rods, basically metal rods that they attach to the spine to keep the spine straight. So they had to go in different directions, so they had to go in through the side to kind of, I guess, push the spine into the correct position. And I got scars on my feet, both feet on the insides, where I had surgery on that when I was a baby, because my feet were because of the Marfan syndrome and the lengthened tendons, my feet were kind of out sideways, you know, my toes were pointing sideways, and yeah, so they had to get in there and tighten the tendons, I believe. And now my tendons have gone really loose again, and I have no muscle left in my feet apparently, and it's the tendons are all wasted away, and you know, because of the connective tissue disorder. So yeah, it's almost like I've got 2 bags of bones rather than feet hanging off the end of my legs. And it can be quite painful at times to walk on them, which is another reason for the wheelchair, including heart issues. If I get too active, I get these weird episodes where I get super dizzy, super faint, and super nauseous. And if I don't stop at that point, if I don't sit down and stop being active at that point, if I keep going, then I will end up in hospital. Probably more surgery, probably worse, you know, so that's my advice. Listen to your body. If your body is in that mode, stop what you're doing, drop everything you're doing and rest. Because, you know, your health is important, your life is important. You know, you need to take those rests, and people that have heart conditions will understand what I'm talking about, and those of you that are on my channel that have the Marfan syndrome will definitely understand what I'm talking about with the heart conditions. With my heart condition was I had a lot going on. I've had since a kid, I've had an enlarged aorta. My aorta was stretched. So I took beta blockers from a young age to control that, to stop it stretching any further, to slow my heart down because my heart beats too fast and too erratically. And then of course that causes issues with my blood pressure and everything like that as well. So I was put on beta blockers from an early age to control that. Then through misspent youth, teenhood, and issues that were going on in my family at the time, you know, such as my mum dying from cancer, then when I went to live with my nan and everything was up in the air, and of course mentally being a teenager going through all of that, I wasn't dealing with that mentally properly, you know. So like then my nan got ill with cancer and died as well. So there was a lot going on, and I ran away from home. I made myself homeless, you know, all that silly stuff. And I kind of lost contact with the doctors and going to doctors and taking medication, and stuff like that. So yeah, but then when I got myself settled again and I got myself this flat, which I've been in for 15, 16 years now, I think, maybe a bit less than that. Yeah, so like got settled and finally got it all sorted and got back to looking after myself and looking after my health again, and found out in 2013 that my aorta had stretched too far and I had an aneurysm on the stretched aorta as well. And of course all that stretching and swelling of the aneurysm and the stretched aorta kind of damaged my aortic valve, it stretched that as well. So yeah, and the doctors were really shocked and kind of asked me how are you still alive, because after the surgery the doctors said I would have given you a week to live if you hadn't had this surgery, less than a week. So yeah, that was a massive shock. So yeah, I had I believe it's called the David's procedure or Davis procedure, kind of where they use Gore-Tex to wrap. Well, they kind of had to cut into the aorta, fix the aneurysm, drain that and fix it, I guess. I'm not exactly sure the method of exactly how it's done. I can't give you the medical scientific surgery walkthrough guide on that, but yeah, I believe they cut into it, they drained the aorta, they drained the aneurysm. I believe some grafts were put in. They managed to do valve sparing, which is where they use my own valve to mend the valve, if that makes sense, instead of putting in a mechanical valve or whatever. I believe they might have used a pig valve or a cow valve, maybe. Parts of that, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, and done some grafts and stuff like that. And then used the Gore-Tex, I believe, to wrap around the aorta. Or they've put Gore-Tex as the graft in place of the aorta. I'm not entirely sure, but I know there's Gore-Tex in there, you know, which is the same stuff that raincoats are made out of, and things like tents, army uniforms use Gore-Tex, things like shoes like trainers or sneakers or whatever are made from things like Gore-Tex. So yeah, it's quite heavy, hard wearing, heavy duty stuff as well. So yeah, it can take a pasting, which is good because that's what I need, because my heart does go crazy sometimes here, you know. So yeah, but they fixed that, and now they're controlling my aorta and my heart, my blood pressure, everything, because if my heart starts beating too fast, my blood pressure gets too high, it's very, very dangerous. So I can't be too active, and when I get these episodes, I need to stop and rest, and chill out. So yeah, like meds I'm on, I have like a big bucket full of meds here. Half of them I can't pronounce. That's probably backwards on the screen. Bisoprolol, but yeah, I can't pronounce that. But that I believe is a beta blocker. Might be wrong there. Flecainide. I believe that one might be a beta blocker as well, or blood pressure, I'm not entirely sure. And candesine, I know that one is for blood pressure, but yeah, I take these a couple of times a day, along with other medications for my joints and everything like that. So yeah, which I took some of those earlier, so they've kicked in and I'm feeling a lot better now. But still, for the rest of the day, I'm going to try and take it easy. I'm going to try and do a little bit of housework, a little bit more of housework, because I have a massive pile of laundry that needs doing, and it's in like a big wheelie trolley thing in the hallway, and it keeps taunting me every time I walk past it. So I need to do at least one load of that today, hopefully. Yeah, so this is why my house is never in order. This is why my house is never 100% tidy. This is why there's always a massive pile of dirty dishes on the kitchen side. This is why there is a mountain of dirty laundry in my hallway waiting to be washed. You know, I try and at least get 1 or 2 jobs done a day. You know, sometimes just sweeping a floor, I have to sit down and rest, like halfway through sweeping. Then when I feel better, get up and finish the rest, you know. And I've tried to adapt by getting things that are going to be easier to use, that are, you know, and instead of having big heavy things to carry like laundry baskets full of heavy laundry, I've got like laundry trolleys with wheels on, to make life a bit easier. I've put cabinets on wheels so that I can easily move them out to sweep, rather than having to lift all the stuff off of it and lift heavy units and stuff. You know, just trying to adapt. I am thinking about getting one of those robo vacuum cleaners, those round things. They're like little robots that go around and sweep for you. I've been thinking about getting one of those, but I'm a little bit reluctant because I am the world's clumsiest person, and because of my eyesight and everything like that, I tend to trip over things because I don't see them. So yeah, I'm a little bit reluctant because I don't want to buy something, because those things are expensive as well. So I don't want to pay loads of money for something like that if I'm just going to trip on it, break it, and break myself, you know. So I'm a little bit reluctant. Also, I'm reluctant because of my cat Squeak. She's a very anxious, timid cat, and she gets very scared about stuff like that. So I don't want to bring one of those into the house and have her feel unsafe and uncomfortable, you know. So I'm a bit reluctant about it. But anyone that has one of these Roombots or robot hoovers or whatever they're called, do comment below, let me know your experiences of them, because it would be nice to do a bit of research on them and, you know, find out other people's experiences of them before I'd make a commitment on buying one, you know. So yeah, but I have like bought like the dishwasher as well that does most of the washing up now. So I mean, because I don't have much room in my kitchen, so I can't have a full sized dishwasher. So I've got one of those little tabletop ones, which is okay. It does alright for me and John because it's only us two who live here. You know, so we don't need a massive dishwasher. So yeah, things like that that are making it easier. And I know people have said to me before, why don't you hire a cleaner? And I have thought about it, but I'm a really anxious person. And I don't like human beings. No, human beings are okay, but like they make me nervous, especially strangers. They make me nervous. And I will feel really bad if there is a stranger in my house doing my dirty laundry for me. I feel really like embarrassed because like, that's my job. They're washing my dirty undies. I should be me doing that, you know. Even though they've signed up for that because that's their job, you know. I won't feel. I don't know. I feel weird about it, you know. So I don't like having strangers wandering about my home, you know. It's strange, you know. But I have thought about it, and that might be something that I might have to do in the future if my health does decline more. Because I do have my support Neanderthal John, my carer John, who's my partner as well, who helps a lot with the housework and all. But he has some health issues as well, so he's kind of struggling a little bit with it now. So it might be something we might have to look into, like maybe hire a cleaner for a couple of hours a week. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, so I think I've done a lot. I haven't. The reason why I haven't really been doing many videos recently on the Chronically Suki channel is because I decided to take a break from everything Chronically Suki for a little while, because well, the Chronically Suki stuff wasn't getting too much, but like there's been a lot of issues recently in the disabled community and autistic communities and stuff like that. A lot of like bullying, and it's disabled people bullying other disabled people, which is really, really, really shocking. Really disgusting, and it's kind of sending us backwards with the whole, I don't know, with the whole like, you know, because we as disabled people we've fought so hard to raise awareness, to get rights, to fight for our rights, to fight to be treated better, and to fight against bullying. But then we have disabled people calling other disabled people things like the R word, which kind of pisses over all of that. Excuse my language, but it kind of does. It pisses over all of that hard work, you know. We're going backwards, not forwards, if you're bullying each other, you know. And I mean, I've had a bit of bullying towards me. On some, you may have seen some of it on one of the YouTube videos in the comments section. Obviously, I don't want people to go have a go at this person or whatever. I don't want any of that, because when we respond to hate with more hate, it doesn't solve the problem. It just creates more of a problem. So I like to try and solve hate with kindness, you know, which is why I offered my support to the person. And still they kind of was narky towards me. So I've just kind of left it at that and thought, no, I don't want to speak to that person if they're going to be like that. It's better off if I leave them and ignore them, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of bullying, and it's really upsetting, mainly because I'm seeing other people being bullied. Some of the disabled people that I offer support to in some of my support groups and in other support groups that I run. Well, ones I run on social media and ones I'm part of on social media. Some of the people I give support to are being bullied by other disabled people. And it's really upsetting because I'm like, why? Because I know I've been bullied a lot throughout my life because of my disabilities. I know how that feels. I know how upsetting that is. And I would not want to inflict that upset on someone else, especially another disabled person, you know, because I know how that feels and I wouldn't want anyone else to feel that. So it's mind-boggling to me that another disabled person would bully someone else with disabilities, you know, because you understand what that bullying feels like. Why would you inflict it on someone else? You know, we need to stop doing that. Just pack it in, stop bullying each other. We need to be there to raise each other up, not tear each other down. The support groups are there for that, to raise each other up, to give each other support, to give each other advice, to make friends, to have a safe place where we can come and talk about our disabilities without being judged or bullied, you know? And that's the reason why I got into doing all the chronically Suki stuff, because I wanted to create that safe space. I wanted to raise awareness of disabilities, and I wanted to show the general public what it was like to live with disabilities, how I adapt day to day, how I cope with life day to day, you know, and I wanted my disability to be seen and respected, you know. I want equity, and at the moment it just seems none of that is happening in the disabled communities, you know, and it's really upsetting and disheartening, and yeah, I needed to take a break from that for a little bit, so that's why I've not really done any videos, you know, and I was targeted by the person I was targeted by. I mean, I kind of feel sorry for them, not in a nasty way. I feel sorry for them in a way that I want to help them and support them. Because I don't know the full story, but from what they have said so far, they recently had an accident or something, ended up in a wheelchair, and cannot walk at all, and they're paralysed. And they saw my video of me giving my review of my iGo power chair. Now, because I'm ambulatory and I can stand and walk short distances, in the video I stood up and I walked around the chair, pointing out different things on the chair, so I could pan round the chair with the camera and stuff like that. Well, not me, my cameraman was doing that, John. He was panning around the wheelchair while I was pointing things out to talk about with the wheelchair, like you would do with a review video, you know, when you're showing something off. And I stood up and I was walking around the chair, but the whole time I was using the chair as a support. I was holding on to the chair so that I didn't fall over. Now, I don't always need support when I'm walking around. Usually in my flat, I use the furniture or the walls, and my flat's not very big. So, I mean, from here to my toilet, that door you can just see there. That's my bathroom and toilet. So, from my chair to there, I hold on to my desk, and then the door frame and the walls free, So, if I need support, I just use the environment around me in my flat. When I'm out and about, though, I do need my walking stick if I'm up walking around. But yeah, so they saw this video and started to have a go at me. Oh, why do you need a wheelchair when you can stand up and walk? If I could stand up and walk, I would. And saying about they were paralysed and everything, which I kind of sensed that, okay, maybe they haven't come to terms with their condition yet, they're upset about it and they're taking their anger out on me. So I explained my situation and my condition, and they kind of got really narky and had to go at me a bit more. So I was just like, well, I understand you haven't come to terms with your condition yet. I understand you're upset and angry at your situation, but bullying other disabled people will not make you feel better about your situation. It will not solve your problems. But I did offer support and help, and and I'm always there on Chronically Suki. If you want to message me and talk to me at all about anything, I'm always there to listen. I will try and give helpful advice. I'm there to listen and support. But I've chosen to ignore this person. Well, they started to ignore me first, so I was like, okay, I'll just leave it then. But yeah, they did seem to really care about me and about my condition. They had, like, I guess, a one-track mind, and I fully understand that. I was born disabled, so I've learned to live as a disabled person. I've learned to adapt. I know I have limitations. I know what them limitations are. I learned to be comfortable with those limitations growing up. But then, as I got older, where my condition is degenerative, and my condition got worse after my heart surgery in 2013. I've been struggling a lot more, and it was like 1 minute I was able to do all the things I love doing, like going hiking, cycling, going hanging out with friends for the day, just doing those things. Managing to mop a floor without nearly dying, I could do all those things 1 minute, and then the next minute it's like I couldn't. And I had to give up a lot of things I like doing. I had to give up on going hiking, cycling, stuff like that. I mean, I used to love going to the Isle of Wight, and going hiking in the countryside and along the downs and along the coastal paths and stuff like that. I'd hike for miles. I'd spend the whole day just going on a hike. I used to love it over there. One of my favourite places to hike, if you ever go to the Isle of Wight, along Compton Bay, Freshwater Bay, I believe it's called, what was it called? Yeah, but along there, and then to Allen Bay, and round there, and then up along, I believe it's called Hand and Warren, along the downs there, straight along to Yarmouth. I used to hike that. That was one of my favourite hikes, sort of around the tip of the Needles, because you have the Needles lighthouse at Allen Bay. So you come down one. It's because the Isle of Wight's almost like a diamond shape. So I'd walk around one half of that diamond, and I used to love that hike. I cannot do that anymore. You know, I started to do charity hikes, and I'd loved doing charity hikes because I love giving back. I loved paying it forward, because there's been a lot of charities and NHS and everything like that that have helped me out over the years and kept me alive. So I like to pay it forward, and I really enjoyed doing the charity hikes and things. But yeah, I can't do any of that anymore, and that is really upsetting. It's really, like, it's been a big adjustment, because I can no longer just get up and go. You know, I used to be able to do that when I was younger, before the heart surgery. I used to be able to go, I'm bored, I want to go hiking, grab my hiking gear and gone. Off out the door for a weekend hiking, just out of nowhere, you know. But now I can't do that. I can't even go to the shops without planning it all first, you know. I've got to make sure my wheelchair is fully charged. I've got to make sure I have all the things on me I need, like medications. Got to make sure I have like first aid kit with me if I'm going somewhere like hiking or going on holiday or whatever. And of course I can't really go hiking now, because most hiking trails I like going on are not wheelchair accessible. So yeah, it's like I can't just jump on my bike and go for a cycle for the afternoon. You know, I can't do any of that anymore. And just, I have to like do a whole military planning operation just to go out to the shops for the afternoon, you know, and do a bit of shopping. It's crazy. I've got to make sure I'm able to plan travel routes, you know, because you need to plan the first travel route and then a second travel route in case that first one falls through. And then, of course, I'll plan a third one just in case the second one falls through. You know, it's crazy. So, yeah. And it's really difficult. It's been a difficult adjustment trying to deal with all of that. And all the changes that I've had to make in my life to work around my disability and the fact that it's degenerating and whatever, you know. And this person did seem to want to hear about that and did seem to care about that. And it's like, well, you should understand what I'm talking about, because you're going through the same thing right now. So why make me feel like crap just because you feel like crap? You know, maybe instead of being horrible to me, you should have spoke to me politely and asked for advice. I'd be happy to give advice on how to adapt to life with a disability, you know. But no, you chose to bully instead, you know. So yeah, just be kind to people. You don't know what other people are dealing with, you know, and making someone else feel crappy and pulling them down just because you feel down, that's not going to help your situation. That's going to make you feel worse at the end of the day. That's going to make that person feel worse again, you know. So lift each other up, help each other out, you know. And also, if you are getting hate like that from someone, don't respond with hate, because it doesn't solve the problem. You know, I choose now to respond with kindness or just not respond at all, you know. So because when you're fighting that, when you fight hate with hate, you're stressing yourself out more, really. You're causing the argument to go on, and it escalates, and then name calling happens and threats happen, and yeah, and then other people see all this going on and think, oh, let's get involved in that. We're bored. We want a keyboard warrior for a bit, you know, and it just becomes an awful mess. So don't respond with hate. If you can't respond with kindness, don't respond at all, you know. So yeah, that's why I've not been doing much stuff really. But lately I've been on the R4G Discord server with a few members of R4G. We've just been chilling, chatting on there, playing video games. Yeah. I do have the Chronically Suki Discord up and running. There's only a couple of people on there at the moment. I haven't really done anything major on there. I am planning to do a few more things, maybe just a game of Minecraft, mess about on Minecraft on there if people want to come see what I'm doing, what I'm building in Minecraft, and chat with me. I'll set that up, but I will post the links for that, for the Discord, on the Chronically Suki page. So I believe one of the links is already posted on there, so you might have to scroll down a bit to find it, but I will post it again. Also, I'm hoping to do a bit of knitting. Like, I've set up a server on there called Natter, I believe I called it. Just to do a bit of knitting and chat to people, because knitting is one of the things I've been learning how to do during the COVID silliness, the COVID chaos. Yeah, so be nice maybe to chat to other people who've been learning how to knit, or those people who are knitting veterans. If you could come give me some tips maybe, or just chat to me. As you can see here, I've got this recently. This is the Zippy Loom. My partner John bought me this for my birthday in April, and I've been doing some bits and bobs on there. Recently as well, I've been learning how to use the knitting needles. That's going quite well actually. I'm quite surprised with that. It's going quite well. Yeah, I'm still a bit naff with the crochet, but then I have got slightly better crochet latch hook things. If I can get one out of there. Sorry, a bit dizzy. But yeah, like one of these latch hooks. So you just kind of, as you're moving back and forth, the latch closes and captures the yarn. So yeah, and it has this big rubbery handle which is easier to grip. So I'm finding the crochet a little bit easier with one of these. But yeah, I need to do a lot more practice with crochet. But I think I shine better with the looms. I really enjoy using the looms. Yeah, but maybe we could do some stuff on Discord, on the Knit and Natter server. I don't know if you can see that. Knit happens. It's probably backwards on the camera, and but yeah, it says knit happens, and it's supposed to be a ball of yarn. That was another birthday gift. So yeah. yeah, so do come join the Discord server if you want, if you're interested in anything that's going on there. I will be advertising what's going on the Discord prior, maybe a day or two or a couple of hours prior to it happening. I'll be advertising that via post on Facebook, on the Chronically Suki Facebook. So yeah, if you're interested, come join the server. Come join Chronically Suki Discord, and yeah, when I get a few more people on there, I can start doing stuff. So it'd be like video games, knitting related stuff. I don't know. We'll find other things to do to use the Discord for. I don't know. Maybe just getting together and having chats. I don't know, over a cuppa. Or maybe some of you could show me things that you're doing. That'd be cool. Yeah, so I think that's it, because yeah, I'm feeling a bit better, still a tiny bit dizzy if I move too fast. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. I'm going to try and relax a little bit more and then get some more housework done, maybe get a load of washing on, load of laundry. But yeah, thanks for watching this random vlog. I hope it's raised a little bit of awareness for heart conditions and how difficult it is to live with a heart condition. Just doing day-to-day tasks like mopping a floor can send you into a crazy episode that makes you feel like you're about to die. Yeah, so yeah, but I shall see you all later. I'm gonna let you go now because I've gabbed on a lot. Yeah. My keyboard, by the way, I just thought I'd show you that before I sign off. That is the keyboard that I bought, and I put them giant letters on myself because I could not find an accessible computer keyboard anywhere that had both the mouse pad and joystick and the large buttons, but with a small, compact, lightweight size. Could not find anything anywhere, so I bought a Corsair entertainment gaming style keyboard, wireless keyboard, and then added the large print stickers myself. And it's been working really well for me. I really like this keyboard. It is really good. So quite a bit pricey, something like 300 quid. But it's worth it. And the stickers themselves, the letter stickers, were something like 30 quid. Which is crazy. 30 quid for a sheet of stickers, come on. You know? They're not even Braille, you know? I'd understand if they were specialised Braille ones, but no. It's a bit dusty as well. But yeah, it's a really good keyboard, of course there. I can't remember the make and model exactly. I think it was something like the K8 entertainment keyboard, something like that. But yeah, it's got like clicky buttons on the back for the mouse, the left. That's the right click, and then the left click is there, and then you have this joystick here. So if you want to hold your controller, your keyboard in your hands and use the mouse like this, you can do, which is much easier for me sometimes though, because it saves me like hurting my wrists and getting cramps and stuff. Also, I knitted this. My partner says it looks a bit rude. I reckon it looks like a psychedelic cucumber. But yeah, it's a wrist support for using the keyboard. So you can't see it at the moment because I can't direct that camera down because it's actually on the computer screen. But yeah, it's a wrist support that I've knitted. So when I'm typing, it helps my wrists, so that I've got something soft to lay them on and support them, so I don't get so many cramps and discomfort. But yeah, this is just knitted on a small loom, and I stuffed it with loads of scrap yarn I had. This is why I don't throw away the scrap yarn, because it comes in handy for stuffing. You know, so don't waste your scrap yarn. Keep it in a tub or a jar or a bag somewhere, and then when it comes to stuffing, like I don't know, if you make something like this or you make one of those little knitted stuffed toys or something, you just stuff it with the scrap yarn, the little offcuts and everything, you know. Saves waste, and it saves having to buy all of the weird stuffing to put in stuff, you know. But yeah, anyway, I was going to end this video, wasn't I? But yeah, thanks for watching. And as I said, do check out the Chronically Suki Discord. Do send me a message on Facebook if you want to be added to it. Or check out the link that I will put on Facebook. I'm not going to put it at the bottom of this video, because YouTube, you know, where with my Facebook page, it's easier to regulate that, because only members can see certain things that are posted. So yeah, so to keep it safe, you know, I'll post it on the Chronically Suki Facebook page, and then if you click on that and join that, I can add you to the servers and stuff. Let me know what server you want to be added to. At the moment I only have the 2 servers, I believe, the gaming one and a knitting one, which I've set up ready to do stuff on there. So yeah, we'll probably do a bit of Minecraft in the next few days on Discord. So yeah, if you're interested in that, in just coming to chat, or if you want to talk about video games or talk about anything really, just come join and I will add you. And yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I shall see you all later. Bye bye.